What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at this new spell card that was announced. In fact, it's called Spell Card, and it's called Spell Card Soul Exchange. This lets you tribute your opponent's monsters, and basically with no repercussions. Like, your opponent gets to tribute someone right after, but they can't tribute the one that was just tributed. You're almost never ever going to have monsters on the field, so I actually think this card is like sneakily good in like average decks. Like Kashtira, I feel like should definitely play this in the side deck. It's insane ability. It doesn't restrict you in the extra deck. It doesn't restrict anything. It's literally just a free tribute summon, like for all of your opponent's monsters. But of course, that works really well with the Winged Dragon of Ra, and that's kind of where this whole deck inspiration came from. The cards that are within it, I don't know, are kind of changing around. I don't really know what my final list is going to be, but most of them, it's going to definitely include Natty Servant. Just gives you a lot of options. It's good going second. Can send cards like Natty Servant, obviously. It gives you free bodies to tribute. And then he even had Droll there. So this is like a full Fire King board, I would imagine. I'm going to go ahead and steal this. No idea why he negated this. I cannot use the effect. It has to be to the zone, but it worked out for me. And then finally I can tribute all of his monsters. So yeah, I broke through like a Droll, like full Fire King board, which I think is kind of cool. And I'm going to showcase the other two big matchups of the format. That's Voiceless Voice and the other one. I can't think of the name, but okay, so he's going to start off, I think, kind of normal. At least not the worst opening in the world. I guess I don't like know what the best looking hand is, but he's got the Trap. He's got the Omni Negate. Like, that's pretty good. He's got two other set cards. But I am going to be able to chew through this a little bit. Like, one of the engines I usually use is Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because it gives you two bodies on the board, which again, that's like kind of what the whole deck is based around. Is getting those tributes ready for the Winged Dragon of Ra. So I'm going to start beating, through some of his back row, like Natty Servant. That's why it's so good. He had Super Poly. He had the Omni Negate. Like, he kind of had everything, I feel like. So I'm going to go ahead and normal summon, get the Fleur, and then I can obviously, like, triple tactics thrust is like extremely important because this doesn't have an archetype really around it. There's not that many ways to search these cards, and I'm going to tribute all my opponent's monsters, and of course it's like way more than enough for game. Let's go to Fire King. Duh, I think that was what I was trying to say. Really weird opening too, but I think it is going to come up. Two Droll and then the two Guardian Slime, but I'm sure this is probably about as standard as it gets for a Fire King board. Although, yeah, I did have Droll, so scratch that. I think Joel's actually really good against Fire King. It seems kind of weird to play Pot of Prosperity, but I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth on it. Again, the Winged Dragon of Ra doesn't have an archetype around it, so you kind of have to use his like very generic cards to get you to places that normally like a regular archetype would do. I like Branded Fusion. It actually works really well in this deck. Trick Clown damages you, which is one of the very few cards in the game that does that. It gives you a free body, and then like it works with Guardian Slime, obviously. I don't think I should have Tribute Summon here. I think I should have just left the Egyptian God Slime on the board because I was a little bit short, and I guess that's where it comes in. But you'll see another duel I'm going to show in a second where like I use Prod of Prosperity and I still have way like more than I need for like game. Yeah, I double Droll. So he had like Super Poly, I guess, in his hand. Kind of had everything too. It was like a really weird, interesting duel. But yeah, the imperm part was important. Like if you do tribute someone with Ancient Chant and your opponent imperms you, it doesn't go down to 0. You do still get that baseline based on whatever you tributed. But I'm going to showcase just a couple more. Dark World. I think in all of these I literally use that spell card. It's unbelievably powerful. I hate playing against Dark World, but this isn't... I mean, I'm sure this is the hand-ripped version. I just don't think he gets to the engine that he needs to, which is fantastic. Like, Silva on its own is like... It's just truly an incredible card. It's like one of the best Dark World cards, obviously. He's going to have some sort of board. This is an Omni Negate. This is obviously IP Masquerena. So the Kaiju's obviously going to come in very clutch. And of course you play, Fenrir. It's just a free body. And it's great going second. So I'm going to go ahead and force out the IP. It does go for Unicorn, interestingly enough. But yeah, like I kind of read that even if he had SP, right, I still get to use Fenrir. So there goes Natty Servant. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And it is the Ancient Chant. So it worked out really well. And then Triple Tactics, I can just steal one of his monsters and like gain the attack. So that was pretty good. Let's go over to one more. I guess I'll just show. It's against Goaty. Here's the spell card. It does come in Like, you kind of want your opponent to do more. Like, I've taken out Imperm because you kind of want to let your opponent play so that you can use their tribute summon monsters. Like, you don't want to stop them too much. It's kind of a weird, interesting balance. And then here you go. I'm pretty sure this is the duel where, like, even though I use Prosperity, I'm pretty sure, like, I have enough damage. Oh, okay, well, I didn't have anything, obviously. I did, I think, found an Imperm off the top. I think I literally found just, like, duplicates of all of these. But Fenrir is definitely going to, like, advance my game plan here. Yeah, I guess he's playing Runic cards, which is so random. But yeah, this is where this is obviously just going to come in. And like, if you have other monsters, like, you don't have to use the Ancient Chant. Like, this is my only copy of the Winged Dragon of Ra because you don't want to see it. This card's just absurd. Like, it's just unbelievable for blind going second decks. It just fills in every need that you need, of course. And then there we go. I can take a look at his hand. I think it was Nibiru, and I don't know if I was up to 5 summons. I don't think so. But that would be hilarious if I was. But yeah, 13,000 attack. Well, I guess I'll show the last one because I know for a fact there's one where I do use Prosperity and I do still have like even with one like hit, it's kind of nuts. So you'll see it here. This is Dark World, and I think I Ash this, and I'm pretty sure like the other 2 cards in his hand are like literally like the same card. So he hits perfectly twice off Nessie. That was kind of unfortunate. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I do still have like a really like super fire hand. I get the free card off the top. I have Fenrir. I have the spell card Soul Exchange. And I think he's just basically going to put up the same board as the other one. And then there we go. He gets to go for this again. These aren't once per turns, which is interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, the new Dark World cards are not once per turn. Or at least that monster isn't. I don't think any of the monsters are once per turns. At least the ones to like bring themselves out aren't. Gets to search, I think, another Dark World card. So now he's going to go for the fusion. This guy, I think, was not using the hand rip. Like, it just didn't seem like it. Pretty sure he would have seen it by now. But, okay, I'm going to go ahead and force out the Omni Negate, which is great. So even Bigfoot's not going to be able to be used either. So I ended up working out, like, kind of perfectly. I can pop the field spell. Like, I need the monsters on the board, I think. I don't really remember why, but I'm going to look off the top and like, yeah, like I wouldn't be able to do this without Prosperity. So it is kind of just a really weird card that I go back and forth on. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead and tribute 3 of his monsters. This goes up to 17,000. So even though I do half attack, I'm still going to be able to kill off of 1 hit, which is like obviously just kind of insane. But yeah, that's this like really weird deck. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.